What's disturbing is that these folks can pull a gun and they can start shooting at each other, not even worry about where the bullets go.
Chief, so thank you again for meeting with us this morning to talk about these additional arrests that have been made. And I want to start with those arrests. Almost a year after the event, these arrests were made. What led to that, and maybe the lengthy process that it took to maybe track these four individuals down?
So, the great part is we were able to make arrest immediately after the incident, Juneteenth 2024. And when I did my initial press conference, one of the things I said is I was not going to leave any rock unturned. And so the detectives, the intel analysts, the crime scene specialists, everybody involved in this case has done a tremendous job gathering all the information, all the facts, all the evidence that they could. As a result, 4 additional folks were taken into custody. Our job and our goal is and will be to hold these folks accountable for the tragedy of Juneteenth 2024.
So then, all those unturned stones, that's what led to these additional arrests, this much time after the initial event.
That's absolutely correct. And so gathered a lot of information, a lot of evidence, did a lot of interviews as a result. And so again, doing all the hard work, the police work, resulted in 4 additional arrests. On top of that, we just don't stop here. We continue to comb through this case to determine if there's anybody else that we need to hold accountable for the tragedy of our Juneteenth 2024 event.
So then it's possible that more warrants could be issued even now after these additional arrests have been made. Is that what you're saying?
What I will tell you this: we will continue to tackle this case. We have 2 wives, 2 mothers, 2 prominent citizens of their community that lost their lives for no reason whatsoever. They're innocent victims, and we want to hold those folks accountable and make sure that there's consequences to their actions. And again, it's their actions. They decided to fight with each other. They decided to pull guns on each other and shoot at each other, in which 14 people were injured and 2 lost their lives tragically. And not only that, the cowardly act of running from the scene, not rendering aid to folks that were injured, young kids, mothers, fathers, they ran from that scene. And so we will hold everybody that we find that was involved in this incident, we'll hold them accountable.
Again, is it disturbing to look at the ages and see, 18, 17, on top of the 2 who were initially arrested as also being 17 and 19 years old, teenagers when you think about it? Is that disturbing, the ages of these arrested?
Here's what I'd tell you is disturbing. What's disturbing is the lack for the value of life. What's disturbing is that these folks can pull a gun and they can start shooting at each other, not even worry about where the bullets go. What's disturbing is the fact that these folks didn't stay to render aid to the folks that they caused harm to. What's additionally disturbing is the fact that this is a family-friendly event. Folks are just out there enjoying a concert on Juneteenth, a day that should be used for celebration of liberation, of emancipation, and they chose to come into our event and cause that chaos. That's disturbing to me. And the fact that they're juveniles to young adults, we're seeing that more and more, and that's the unfortunate part of our society right now, is that these youngsters are putting guns in their hands and they're pulling triggers without caring about the consequences. And so the tragedy is that they go to prison, they lose their lives as well.
Looking ahead to this year's celebration, is there anything that Round Rock's going to do different police-wise? Is it going to be additional staffing, or is there anything you hope that the organizers do, maybe just to maybe put a tighter lid on potentially weapons getting inside of the festival?
Jamal, here's what I would tell you. For 17 years, Round Rock has held a very safe, family-friendly event. The event wasn't targeted. These individuals decided that they were going to fight with each other at our event. None of the folks that we've arrested, out of the 7 folks that we arrested, none of them are from Round Rock. Our goal is to continue running a safe event. The tragedy is last year we had this incident where 14 people were shot, 2 of which were killed in our event. We will continue our operation plans. We will continue to try to keep it as safe as we possibly can. It's an open air event. We're doing everything that we can to make sure that people who come to a family, fun, friendly event stay safe. We are one of the safest cities, constantly on many different, whether websites or magazines, and our goal and our job is to continue to fall into that category. We're doing everything that we can to keep our events safe, and we will always continue to do that.
So does that possibly include then more staffing of officers this year?
We're always looking at what's better. We're always looking to say what's safe. We looked at we went over last year's operational plans. We really feel we had a great plan. We had fire, we had EMS, we had police throughout the crowd. This is going to be at a different location this year. We will continue to staff up this event to make sure that people see officers out there, people see firefighters out there, EMS. They're going to see volunteers that are going to be at this event. We will continue to be at these events to try to keep them as safe as we possibly can. You come into our events, come into our city, and you cause this type of tragedy, we're going to hold you accountable. And again, we will go after you very hard, very strong, to make sure that you are held accountable in the court of law.
Chief, that's all I have.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the latest news by downloading the CBS Austin News app.